So now that we understand that a geometric sequence is really nothing more than an exponential function, let's try to write equations for these geometric sequences. So on top of your notes, they have a place for you to write an equation for a geometric sequence. Well, here it is. A geometric sequence, if we let a sub n be the nth term, so basically any term of that sequence, with first term a sub 1 and a common ratio of r, then we can say that any term of that sequence can be given by a sub n equals the first term times a common ratio to the n minus 1 power. Now, that should look similar to a, what do we call it, an exponential equation to you. We used to say y equals some starting amount times the rate to at any time. Now the difference is instead of just t for time in here, we start with n minus 1 because the first term is actually what you get when you put 0 into the exponent, okay? So here's what we're going to do here. All right, we're going to write sequences in this form. So if I go to this next page, it says, let me move this again, write an equation for the nth term of the geometric sequence 212, 72, 432. Then find a sub 10, and this a sub 10 is notation for the 10th term. Okay? Well, you might notice here that this is a geometric sequence because I keep multiplying by the same number again, and that number is 6. Okay, so 2 times 6 is 12, times 6 is 72, times 6 is 432, and so on. Now, you could continue to take your calculator and keep multiplying by 6, but that's not how they want us to do this. They want us to write an equation and use that equation to find the 10th term. Well, recall on the previous page, you learned that I can find any term of an arithmetic sequence if I simply start with the first term and then keep multiplying by whatever the ratio is to the n minus 1 power. So here's how this is going to look. I can find any term by taking the first term, which is 2. Okay, so a sub 1 is 2 in this case, and the ratio is 6. So starting with the first term of 2 and multiplying that by 6, I'm going to put it in parentheses to show multiplication, and then raise that to the n minus 1 power. So this is what they are looking for when they're asking for the nth term. It's just the formula that will find any term. So now that we know that, we can say, all right, well, then the 10th term is simply going to be 2 times 6. Now look at this. N is the 10th term, right? We put 10 in place of n here. Okay? So I must put 10 in place of n here also. 10 minus 1, which is 9, of course. Now, raising 6 to the 9th power is going to be a big number, so I'm going to use my calculator for this. So I'm going to go 2 times 6 raised to the, and you can put 10 minus 1, but it's easier to just put 9, and you're going to get a big number. That is 20,155,392. Holy smokers. Gets big fast. 20,155,392. Folks, that's why they call it exponential growth. It grows fast. The fourth term is only 400, but by the 10th term you get to 20 million. One more thing I wanted to mention. Why n minus 1? Well, to get from the first term was just 2, correct? Well, the second term, you're basically taking 2 and multiplying it by 6 to get 12, right? Then the third term, if you start with 2, you multiply by 6 2 times to get 72. To get the fourth term, you start with 2 and you multiply by 6 3 times to get 432. So notice I only went not once, not twice, but all the way to 3 times to get 432. So whatever term you're finding, if I'm finding the fourth term, the exponent that I'm raising 6 to is always 1 less. So by the time I get to the 10th term, I'm raising it to the 9th power. So hopefully that'll help you to remember why it's n minus 1 and not just n. Good luck.